2. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a trip down memory lane and then rocketing straight back to the future. We're talking about the epic Showdown. 80s kids versus the kids of today. Was life better with a Walkman and a pocket full of change? Or is growing up with the entire internet in your pocket the ultimate childhood? Let's dive in and find out. Picture this. It's 1985. For a boy, the ultimate afternoon adventure meant grabbing your BMX bike, mitts here, a few well-worn action figures, and heading out the door with one simple rule: be home when the streetlights come on. Your world was as big as you could pedal. You'd meet up with friends at the local park or the arcade, spending hours trying to beat a high score on Pac-Man with the quarters you'd saved all week. Entertainment wasn't on demand. It was an event. You'd race home to catch the one and only airing of your favorite cartoon. For a girl in the 80s, social networking meant calling your best friend on a phone with a tangled cord that barely reached the next room. You'd spend hours planning your next trip to the mall, coordinating matching neon outfits, and meticulously making mixtapes from the radio. You'd press record and play at the same time, praying the DJ wouldn't talk over the intro to your favorite song. Your diary, with its tiny lock and key, was your most private space, filled with handwritten secrets and dreams. Communication was an art form. If you wanted to talk to a friend, you had to physically go to their house and knock on the door. Plans were made days in advance and were practically set in stone. There was no "I'm running 5 minutes late" text. You just had to be there. And knowledge. If you had a question for a school project, you didn't ask Google. You went to the library and pulled out a giant, heavy encyclopedia. Learning was a treasure hunt, a physical journey through aisles of books. Now, let's fast forward to today. A modern kid's world isn't just their neighborhood. It's the entire globe. For a boy today, an epic adventure might mean logging into a massive multiplayer online game. He can build entire worlds in Minecraft, strategize with teammates from Japan, Brazil, and Sweden, all from his bedroom. It's not just playing a game. He's part of a global community, learning complex problem-solving and collaboration skills that were unimaginable in the 80s. He can learn to code, produce his own music, or even start a YouTube channel reviewing his favorite games before he's even a teenager. For a girl growing up now, her social circle is vast and instantaneous. She connects with friends on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. She's not just consuming trends, she's creating them. With a few taps, she can choreograph a dance that goes viral, share her digital art with millions, or join online forums dedicated to her favorite books or K-pop bands. Her diary might be a private blog or a beautifully curated social media feed, a digital scrapbook of her life shared with a chosen audience. She can video chat with a cousin who lives on the other side of the country, as if they're in the same room. Today's communication is seamless and constant. Plans can be made, changed, and confirmed in a matter of seconds through a group chat. The answer to any question, no matter how obscure, is just a voice command away. Oh Siri, what's the capital of Kyrgyzstan? Boom! Bishkek. No dusty encyclopedias required. Learning is no longer just a treasure hunt in a library. It's an endless ocean of information. With tutorials on YouTube teaching everything from quantum physics to how to bake the perfect sourdough bread. So, let's talk about the big trade-offs. 80s kids developed a certain kind of resilience and independence. When you got bored, you had to invent your own fun. You built forts, wrote stories, put on plays for your parents. This forced creativity is a powerful muscle. You learned patience, waiting a week for the next episode of your show, or saving up for that one special toy. You learned to navigate social situations, face-to-face, reading body language and tone of voice, without the filter of a screen. There was a freedom in being disconnected, a mental space that wasn't constantly filled with notifications and updates. But let's be honest, it wasn't all a sun-drenched paradise. If you were a kid with a niche interest, like Dungeons and Dragons, or a specific type of music, you might have felt pretty isolated if no one in your town shared your passion. Finding your tribe was a matter of sheer luck. Information was limited, and if you didn't have access to a good library or supportive teachers, your world could feel very small. Today's kids, the so-called tech-savvy tots, are growing up as digital natives. They navigate technology with an ease that can look like magic to older generations. They have unprecedented access to information and communities. That kid who loves D&D, Pete, can now find thousands of other players online, joining campaigns and forging friendships across continents. The girl who feels misunderstood in her small town can find a supportive community of people who share her experiences and passions online. This access is incredibly empowering and can be a vital lifeline. However, this constant connectivity comes with its own set of challenges. The pressure to present a perfect life online is immense. Cyberbullying is a real and painful threat that can follow our child home in their pocket. The sheer volume of information can be overwhelming, and learning to distinguish facts from fiction is a critical new life skill. And there's the risk of losing that boredom muscle. With endless entertainment on demand, it can be harder to learn how to simply be with your own thoughts, to create your own fun from scratch. So, who wins this showdown? The truth is, neither one. It's not about which childhood was better, but about recognizing that each generation is shaped by the tools and the world around them. 80s kids learned grit, face-to-face social skills, and the art of patience. They learned to make their own fun. Today's kids are learning to be global citizens, to process massive amounts of information, and to leverage technology to create and connect in ways we never dreamed of. The lessons are different, but equally valuable. An 80s kid learned to deal with disappointment when the radio DJ talked over their favorite song. Modern kid learns to deal with a different kind of disappointment when a post doesn't get as many likes as they'd hoped. An 80s kid learned resourcefulness by fixing a bike chain with whatever they could find. A modern kid learns resourcefulness by troubleshooting a complex software problem using online forums and tutorials. What we can learn from this is the importance of balance. Perhaps the ideal childhood is a blend of both worlds. Let's encourage our kids to put down their phones and go ride a bike until the streetlights come on. But let's also celebrate their ability to connect with a friend across the world or learn a new skill from a YouTube video. Let's teach them the value of a handwritten letter, but also how to be a responsible and kind digital citizen. The spirit of childhood curiosity, friendship, adventure that never changes. Only the tools do. Whether you're making a mixtape or a playlist, building a treehouse, or a Minecraft castle, the goal is the same: to create, to connect, and to make sense of the world. What do you think? Were you an 80s kid? Were you raising a kid today? I'd love to hear your stories and perspectives in the comments below. Let's get a great conversation going. What's one thing you miss from your childhood? Or one thing about today's world you wish you'd had? Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this trip through time, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. We'll see you in the next one.